Peace, love, and light. Coming on here to bring a message. If this message resonates with you, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. I was thinking about something the other day that inspired me to come on here with this message. And for whatever reason, this thought just came to mind that, you know what? It's not too late. I don't remember exactly. I'm trying to remember what it is that I was thinking about at the time. And since that time of thinking about this message came to mind, and it has stuck. And I thought about it, and I thought about, okay, well, maybe this is something that I can share with the collective, because a lot of you may be going through some things having to do with, wanting to start something and thinking that, you may be too old. You may be thinking you may be too old, or, you may not know enough. We give ourselves a whole bunch of different excuses, and I don't want to call them excuses. We give ourselves a whole bunch of different reasons, okay, why we shouldn't do something. And a lot of it is having to do with time. We may not think that we have the time, or it's too late to do this because, we seem to think that, there was a specific time we should have done or we could have done, and this, that, and the third. It's like, all these things, right? It's like you're trying to convince yourself, oh, okay, I didn't do it. This is the reason why I haven't done it. Well, it's not too late. It's not too late to start that thing. Okay. And this is basically the title of this message. It's not too late to start that thing. And, some of you could be paying attention to the word inspire that you see on the screen. And I'm going to talk about that as well. Now, let's think about the word inspire. And in fact, I thought about this word, and for whatever reason, I just wrote it on there. I typed it on there, and I decided to look into it. And when I looked into it, I looked at the word and I saw the word in, which is something going in something. And then I saw the word spire that almost looked like spirit. Okay, spirit, something that comes from spirit, or it's divinely, it comes from some sort. Now, when I looked at the definition of the word inspire, it means, I believe, like it has some sort of Latin root or something like that, as with a lot of the words that is spoken in the English language, right? It has a Latin root, which means to breathe into something. So technically, if you really think about it, a lot of us are inspired to do what it is that we are, it's like whatever message you get. Something tells you, oh, write a book, or something tells you, hey, start a business, or something tells you, hey, quit that job, or something tells you, you're going to have more children. And I'm sure all these things resonate with someone, even though it was kind of like random, but not really. So all of those, what we may refer to as thoughts, they're inspired. They are spirit led. There's a reason. Well, before we even get to the reason, let's just look at like the whole thing that happens. There's a source that essentially tells you, hey, like it's speaking to you. This word inspire basically means that you have some source, okay, that is part of you, yet it's a higher part of you that is breathing some idea, that is breathing some life into something, into you. Okay, it's almost like a revival of some sort. It's breathing life back into you, trying to get you to remember, right? Like in what is that term? When people are resuscitating, I think it's the word CPR, right? It's like, in order for you to bring back the person, it's like for a second, the person is like, they're not breathing. they're not living, okay, lack of a better term. And essentially something or someone breathes life back into that person. That's what it means. And when I think of the word personally, that's what it means to me, is that you have your spirit guides breathing life back into you by way of some idea. Okay. And you will see, many of you, when this idea comes, it almost seems like it's always been there. It's just a reminder. And this is what it means to be inspired. Okay, so what does this mean for that idea that you have? It means that if your spirit guides gave you that idea, if you were inspired to do it, if your guides breathe life, breathe that idea into you, then essentially what they're doing is they're breathing life back into you. They're giving you something that will essentially keep you going. It's going to give you life. Okay. This is something that will, in essence, revive you. It will give you motivation. It will give you this sense of, okay, this is my reason for being. This is my reason to keep going. So it's like when you have moments where you may feel, some sort of like lack, this thing that was inspired, okay, that your spirit guides breathe life into you is the thing that's going to keep you or sustain your life, if that makes any sense. Please leave a comment, like, comment, share, and subscribe if this resonates with you, especially what I'm saying right now. I feel that for many of you, this really hits home for many of you. Because you have these ideas and you may not even be sure, why you get them, why they're here. Why is it that you keep thinking about writing that book? Why is it that you keep thinking about having that child? Why is it that you keep thinking about, starting that business or meditating? Because this is something that you are being divinely led, guided to do. You are being inspired. This is something that your guides are giving you. It's almost like, other than breath, the other thing that I can think about, this is almost like this glass of water that you drink on a day where your thirst, is needs to be quenched. Your spirit guides know exactly what you need and the time that you need them. So for many of you who have thought about those ideas, who have continually thought about those ideas, for years you've been meditating on this thing, you've jotted down ideas, you've talked to people about it. For many of you, your guides have been breathing life into you in a different way, I would say, because you may not think about this in that sense, but essentially that's exactly what it is. And if you have not seen it yet, okay, perhaps part of it is that the attention that is needed to get this thing now to the physical, right, is the next part. Okay, let's go back to the example of, giving someone CPR, resuscitating someone. You breathe life into them, right? And after you breathe, right, the other part of like bringing them back is to do the chest compressions. Like that's that part of bringing them back. Or after this person finally, comes back to, their level of consciousness, someone may have to like take their hand and pick them up. Those are all steps for you, that's been thinking about those ideas. So there are steps. You've thought about the ideas. Your guides have breathed life into you. And you have jotted down the ideas. And so perhaps now it's time for you to, in essence, just like someone who gets CPR, and hopefully this makes sense. This is just what I'm thinking. Just like someone needs to put in some sort of effort, some sort of physical effort to get something fully back on track or fully up. Perhaps this is what your guides are waiting for you to do. And, again, it requires attention. And sometimes the simplest thing is just to do it. right? There's a reason why, these brands are out here with these mottos, is because the simplest things is the thing that gets the results. So just so you know, it is not too late. If you've been inspired to do it, then your guides are breathing life and they're wanting to give life to you in essence. And if it has already come in you, then that means it's in you. It has not left. And so it's not too late. Okay, let not age limit you. Let not, lack of finances or whatever you might think. Okay, please like, comment, share, and subscribe if this message resonates.